mine edits all this stuff, so it's
okay.
We don't have to worry about that. Make sure this is on. Okay. Alright, we got it. Alright, cool beans, man. Gunner.
We got Gunner in the mix.
I'm trying to see, I might sit like that. Is that good?
Yeah.
It's not too
Let
gay,
me
is it?
move this thing. No, I think that's good. I think I need to have that one behind now because this couch is kind of deep.
I might put this more to the side like that too. Yeah, there we go.
Right.
Works a little bit better, mate. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, man, you ready?
Yeah.
I got a clap and sync it and stuff. There you go, that's good enough. Alright, here we go. Alright, Big Jake. How you doing today, buddy?
Good, buddy.
Appreciate you doing this with me.
Absolutely.
This is my good friend Jake Odom, and we are here on the Motor Mile at Big O Dodge. Just went through a little walk through your showroom. Been there before, but looks like you've got some pretty cool cars in there, man.
We do. We probably have the coolest product line that we've ever had, I would say.
What you were showing me looks pretty amazing. What was the Challenger you were showing?
Hellcat Challengers and Chargers. You know, you got factory muscle cars with 700 plus horsepower right off the showroom with a warranty, which is ridiculous.
Wow.
But Wranglers, you know, Jeep trucks, big Ram trucks. I mean, I don't know, we have a lot of good stuff right now.
You say you had like a Hellcat Cherokee as well?
Yeah, they even made a Hellcat powered Grand Cherokee called the Trackhawk. That's all-wheel drive, you know, fastest SUV, production SUV in the world.
That's
just
crazy.
insanity.
700 horsepower?
Yeah, 707.
Ooh, good
Yep.
Lord. All right, that's
Nasty.
cool, man. Oof. Well, I'm looking forward to later on or beginning of the summer when my lease expires on my truck and I get
Right.
the new Ram truck, baby.
Yeah, because the new Ram truck is the bomb.
It's even better than the old one.
That's the bread and butter. I mean, all the stuff we have is nice, but I mean, I'm a truck guy.
Yep.
We live in the South.
Yep.
It's truck country.
You converted me, sir. I am now a
Yeah.
truck man.
Yeah, you can't go back after that.
You can't, man. You can't. Well, hey, Jake, we've known each other for how long now, man? About is it 8 years?
At least.
Yeah, 10 years now,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
10 years. And Jake is married to a lovely lady named Alex. And
Better half.
the romance started at Brits Brothers Gym.
It did.
Matchmakers, baby. That's what we do.
I owe a lot to the Brits Brothers organization.
Well, right now you do.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding, man.
I'll hate you later.
So you guys been together? How long been married for now?
So 2.5 years now.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. Right
Awesome.
at. So,
That's fantastic.
or heck, no, closer than that. We're almost to 3.
Don't worry, we'll edit this part, man. We'll
Yeah.
make it look really smooth when we,
Yeah.
when we roll it.
Almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years. There we go. So anyway, man. So you started working out with me about 10 years or so ago, and you know you're probably more typical of a lot of the clients that I have in the fact not as far as your size, but just as far as you're not competing. You don't have any lofty goals, so to speak.
Yeah.
Not trying to step on stage or get on the field. Or
Yeah,
anything.
not. The Panthers haven't called me back.
That's weird,
And
man.
I don't know what's up with that.
I'm sure they would.
I think I'm gonna have to email them or something and see what's up. But yeah, I haven't heard from them, and definitely not gonna do any bodybuilding anytime soon. But yeah, I like being into fitness. I like going to the gym. I like it's just an overall lifestyle. I do enjoy it, and it's I've met awesome people at the gym. I have new friendships and everything, ours included, that otherwise I wouldn't have.
That's right.
And then there's also networking. I mean, there's you make business contacts. Like you said, I got married, so
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy. I mean, it's people and it's relationships and that, and then there's the whole working out and just trying to make yourself a better person.
Yeah, that's right. And you and I were talking earlier on. We were talking, and basically the reason why you work out is because it in general, just across the board, it gives you a better quality of life. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. I mean, it can potentially lengthen your life.
Yep.
It improves the quality of your life now in the here and now. It's a stress reliever.
Yeah.
And then as a dad, I've got 2 kids. I mean, they're 10 and 11 now, but they still want dad to pick them up, and wrestle around and stuff like that. So I mean, just overall, just staying in good physical condition is a benefit. In the last year, I've gotten hot and heavy into riding mountain bikes, and so I don't need to be like big and bulky necessarily, but I already had a good foundation.
That's right.
Just an overall level of fitness and muscle that help transition into that, and balance, that helps a lot. So
and that's I think that's the one thing about lifting weights in particular that people don't understand is the fact that it will get you ready for pretty much any sport if you're doing it properly. If you come to Brisk Brothers Gym and you get balanced, you're muscularly well balanced, it prepares you for every single thing. I don't care if it's golf or tennis or hiking, anything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And just improves your general quality of life. Like I think, for me, a lot of, like when I train a lot of ladies and, if they're doing stuff at the house, they're doing yard work and they're coming in, doing the laundry, doing dishes. When they're in shape, they don't have to think about leaning over and picking up a heavy basket of laundry, or leaning over the dishes because they're going to be in shape. They're muscularly well balanced.
Right.
But everything becomes kind of a bigger deal when you're out of shape, right?
Yeah, inevitably. Whether people that I know, because there's a lot of people that work here at the dealership, and it's like if somebody's back goes out, it's like, oh man, what were you doing? They weren't throwing a shot put, or trying to make a game-winning tackle. They bent down to pick up a pair of socks and their back went out.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
And it's so not having the core strength and the overall muscle tone and flexibility, that's what I'm saying, just in your everyday life, is you need that.
Yeah.
And then I like the fact too, I mean, there are people that are in the gym that are high level athletes, and that's what's cool about Brisk Brothers is it doesn't matter if you're a career woman or businessman or a stay at home mom or dad, or a bodybuilder or a professional athlete, you do it all. And it applies to everything. And especially what I wish, like an ideal situation, I see these young people that are coming in middle school and high school starting to get this foundation. That's what I didn't have, and I wish I would have. If I did, it's I feel like Uncle Rico, I feel like I could have won state. Coach would have put me in, but if I would have had this edge, because once I'm 36, I'm about to turn 37, and I started coming in around 26, and I'm far and above just by you changing some, my form and my style and what I'm doing and changing up the routine. I immediately got stronger than I had ever been and more balanced.
That's right.
In high school, I mean, I had a lot of well-meaning coaches and strength coaches and all this stuff, but the major injuries I've had were in high school.
That's right.
And from being taught incorrectly or overloading or doing this, doing that, and that's a huge benefit. So for somebody that has either they themselves are in sports and they're younger, or somebody that has kids that wants, that they're into sports, like get them in there quick and let somebody like you that knows what the heck you're doing get them set up.
Get that foundation, right? It's all about that foundation, and that's the thing with Brisk Brothers is it doesn't matter who you are. Like my mom's 82. And then we have some some world-class athletes, world record holders in the gym. So I'm not going to train my mom the same way as I train. There's a good eclectic mix of people in there, and it just brings a really good balance to the gym. But going back to what we were talking about with you, when you came to me too, your back was pretty jammed up. I mean, you have a disc pretty major disc.
Yeah,
issue.
big time. I have it's called a spondylolisthesis, spondylo for short. But it's basically where it's the first vertebrae right above my tailbone. If you look at it from the side, it's just kicked forward.
Yeah.
And so it's something that, like I say, I injured that in high school, and it's something that I've constantly dealt with. But it would flare up and just it put me on the ground when it would first happen, and then it would bind up, pinch my sciatic nerve, and I'd be out of commission. I mean, I might be down for like a couple of days, and then I'd be hobbling for a week, and that was a fairly common occurrence that I felt like I was much too young to have, and and the biggest change with that is once I started with you and started doing stuff, and that's what's cool. It's not like do you just want to get better from an injury or from something like that, or do you want to get really strong? Like you can do either, or you can do both.
That's right.
I played football in high school and was one of the stronger kids in my school. I remember bench press. I did in high school. I could do 282, and I thought that was pretty dang good. I had a buddy that could do over 300, and once been years I'd worked out on and off, but had that number had dropped down. I mean, when I came to you, I could probably do I could do over 200, but might have been 225, 235 maybe.
Sure.
And then just in no time with you, I thought, I was thinking, man, if I ever crested 300, that would be amazing. And I did that in no time with you, and then got to the point where I was well over 400, and I was like, it was blowing my mind,
4 or 5 for reps, man. Got some 4 or 5 for reps.
Yeah. So
and that's the thing. So you have the genetics, right? And you had a good natural foundation, but there was no muscular foundation to support it.
Right. Yeah, I was like, farm boy strong. And but then through that, man, it just takes it to the next level, and then I'm much less apt to getting hurt.
Exactly.
So
and even having an injury like your back and being able to do other things now because you have the muscular strength to do so, right? So you do the off-road racing and all that kind of stuff.
Whether it's going forward, like we're very active. My wife is very active, so whether we're biking, hiking, wakeboarding, snowboarding, any of that stuff, lifting weights, like sand volleyball, like whatever the heck it is, it just opens up all those other doors to do it, and do it to where you're not constantly worried about messing something up.
That's right. That's exactly right, man. And that's the focus. At what we do at Brits is with that muscular balance that we implement for everybody. It makes a huge difference, man, on injuries and cutting or reducing the risk of injuries. Not just in the gym, but outside of the gym. I have one of my customers, Blake, who was goofing around, hurt his back, goofing around playing volleyball. So I put him out of commission for 10 days, and that's he's just started working with me a couple of months ago. So give him about 6 more months, 5 more months. He should be able to do those things without worrying about it. And that's with you. Even though you have a major injury in your back, you're still able to do all these other things because of weight training.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And you have a picture, a before picture of you. So we have to do, if you're cool with, maybe do a before and after with this video. And show that and kind of what. And it's not a cheesy before and after, like we take the picture on the same day. It's going to be a real before and a real after, and it'll be several years.
Exactly.
So people don't get those little 30-day timelines in there, in their mind, man. But and that's the thing with you. So we've never had any like major things we're focusing on as far as like you weren't competing and you weren't doing anything on a professional level, but we were setting goals along the way, right?
Yeah, it's evolved over time, and it might just be like an overall level of fitness. Or it's been, for a while we were going like pretty heavy, and I'm trying to get, say like my bench numbers up and this, that, and the other. but yeah, I mean, and that's another thing that's cool too is because of your knowledge and then the people that you have there, it's not just one avenue or one focus.
That's right.
And it also helps, I think, for like people. A lot of people they get bored, right? Because they just do the same thing over and over again.
Exactly.
But you're able to mix it up, keep it fresh, and then as their lives change and things evolve, and they adjust, then you can adjust with them.
Exactly.
So
no, exactly right.
That's a huge advantage. I mean, having a trainer, you know, because it's one thing like going to the gym, right? And then people get an accountability partner to make, you know, because that helps keep them going and keep them on track.
Sure.
But even then, I mean, it's still hard to do, and then somebody doesn't show up or whatever. Having an actual trainer and somebody that's there that's doing one-on-one, that they're going to be there. Like, I know you're going to be there,
That's
you know
right,
what I
right.
mean? And so.
And the knowledge factor too. So like, you know, you work really hard, you got a stressful job here running this dealership.
Right.
And you know, there's some days you're mentally frazzled. You can just go to the gym and not have to think about
I
it.
don't
What
have
am
to
I
make
training?
decisions.
You just come on in and that's it, man. And
Yeah.
everything's taken care of on a mental level. So that frees your mind up too, which
Yeah.
is another big thing about, I think, having a trainer like that.
Yeah.
Man.
And it's cool because like some people have like something in mind, something they want to do or they want to achieve or something they feel like doing that day, so you can help guide them. And then some people are like, just point me in the direction, and you can just, you know, just nail it all out for them. They don't have to think about anything, like you're saying, which is cool.
Exactly right. Makes
You can put your headphones in and zone out and get after it, you know.
Yeah, and the flexibility, I think, has probably helped you out quite a bit too. The stretching stuff we do.
Yeah.
With your back and
Yep.
everything, just keeping it going. That was one of the big things, and keeping your shoulders, you know, flexible too. Especially when we're going through those heavy cycles of bench press. I think you got 4 or 5 for 3 reps was your best. 4 or 5.
Yeah.
4 or 5 for 3 clean reps too. That's and that was really just more of a testament, I think, to you know you pushing through and getting that upper back strong as
Right.
well to be able to push that kind of weight.
Yeah, because you know, if it was just me, then I'd be skipping out on that, and
That's
I'd
right.
be thinking, oh, I need, you know, just pump this up instead. But it's the full circle. It's the total package that you got to have.
That's exactly right, and that's what we have at Briss Brothers Gym,
The
man.
Lex Luger total package.
Well, hey, brother, I appreciate you sitting down and chatting with me, man.
Yeah, thank you.
See you back next time at Briss Brothers.
Sounds good.
See you guys next time. Have a good one.
Nice.
Don't know how long that was. I don't want to go too long because then I get like, I start yapping.
Well, what? Because you're putting it on like YouTube and
social
Facebook
media,
and
yeah.
whatever. I mean,
And
you
then-
know, because like people's attention spans aren't very long.
Well,
you know?
that's what I'm trying to get. Like,
So I think typically like when I look at stuff online,
2 minutes.
I mean,
I'm
if
like
it's-
30 seconds tops.
I'm like, depends on what you're watching, but like
Yeah.
if somebody's watching this, right, it's because
They know it.
they're interested in